Social media introduced users to digital communication through email, bulletin board messaging, and real-time online chatting. And in the days forward, a number of social media platforms were established and launched by different companies to enhance the technological aspect of the world. A pleasant morning to everyone. I am Augustine Arzamora, and today, together with my members, we will tackle about a research topic entitled Phases of Social Media, Toxicity, and Alarming Effects of Social Media Platforms to People's Well-Being.
Nowadays, many of us use social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to find and interact with one another in today's society. While each has its own set of advantages, it's crucial to realize that social media will never be substituted to face-to-face interaction. Social media has facilitated comparison with each other's lives. People grow dissatisfied with their current situation, which can lead to low self-esteem, despair, and according to punchy chain of linking or cyberbullying and cyber abuse by anonymous users online have also been linked to social media use, resulting in issues with self-esteem, privacy, and other factors. It can found a strong link between heavy social media and an increased risk. By this, we, the conductors of the study, will consider the question on
significance of the study. With this, we aim to study the said harmful effects on the health of our people. This holds much significance as we might expose more of what is truly happening on these social media platforms. By this research, we will conduct a lot of minds will be open up to reality we are in. This can serve as our wake-up call to the society, being used by further exposure to this medium. We will be able to observe more clearly between the lines of how social media influences us more in negative ways, as it can be addictive to stop from, therefore concluding a medium for us to make a whole new perspective and use of these media platforms to be more environmentally and socially friendly for the people.
In RRL, social media is the most recent form of media and has many features and characteristics. It has many facilities on the same channel like communicating, texting, images sharing, audio and video sharing, fast publishing, and direct connecting. It is also the cheapest, fastest, and accessible networking platform all over the world. In terms of Facebook, Twitter, and the rest of social media platforms, there are lots of effects towards the majority. One of them would be cyberbullying. Incidents of cyberbullying among teens nearly doubled between 2007 and 2016. A 2018 study found that 59% of US teens reported having been bullied or harassed online. Another effect would be the addiction that comes from the further exposure to these social media platforms. In the study of online social networking and addiction, a review of the psychological literature by D. Cuz and M. Griffins came the 5 types of internet addiction, namely computer addiction, which involves computer game addiction, information overload or web surfing, net compulsions or online gambling or online shopping addiction, hypersexual addiction or online pornography or online sex, and lastly, cyber relationship addiction or internet relationships. These can actually affect not just the physical health of the patient, but also its mental health, which explains the occasional mood swings, feeling of extreme fatigue when just woke up, and etc. And for that, according to Teaching Note, Pick Your Platform, Social Media Advocacy Skill Building study by M. Gilster, he established an assignment that required students to build a professional social media profile to advocate for a cause or policy based on findings from needs and strengths assessment conducted as a group project to ensure students' development of abilities.
In this analysis, we utilize a descriptive correlational method for this. as we not only describe the negative impact social media has to our well-being, but also to correlate it with cybercrimes at peak nowadays. In this context, we gave various descriptions to those alarming effects each social media platforms possesses. This conducted study focuses on the data gathering that will be regulated on a national, even international basis. Data from journals, articles, even scholarly books on how social media platforms affect our health.
Given that our research involves a lot of gathering data from previous analysis, we ought to simulate our data through a previous methods of sampling. For this, we ought to have the United States as one of our target population for our analysis. Probably, high school students who have the most exposure to social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and etc. we intend to focus on them as they're the one who knowledgeable and capable enough to know the ways of dealing with social media, even it affects positive or negative to many.
Data gathering. For the process of this research, in-depth surveys were used. In-depth surveys are personal and unstructured interviews, whose aim is to identify participants' emotions, feelings, and opinions regarding a particular research subject by distributed questionnaires through the use of Google Forms to our various friends on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. From the 100 individuals we have messaged, 83% of what is the base had responded. Personally conducted interviews with our neighbors. In approaching 10 of them, 80% of the base had given their responses. We searched through online reliable sources such as Google Scholar to relate previous reviews inclined to our topic.
In this research we conducted, we have concluded a lot of things, circumstances even, that most of us have suffered the effects of social media, which is negative for the most part, and that it can cause a huge toll in our mental health, ultimately affecting our whole being. For this, we use a content and narrative analysis in this study to wholly support our claim regarding the toxicity and alarming impact of social media for our well-being. We made sure to analyze the documented information from texts, images, and sometimes from the physical items.